I suspect this will take 2 videos. All of the babies in depth, where we got them, how they've looked, what they do, the marks I gave them at Christmas time, and how they've been since. First one to start with, as we do always, is Adrenaline Rush. Adrenaline Rush is a brother to Miss Brampton Beast, and he has looked very, very lazy since day one, right? Just kind of out there doing his work. Never really knew, is he any good? Is he just stupid, or is he lazy, or sour? He doesn't look sour. So a couple of times I went with him. I thought he was good, but you really had to work on him to get it out of them. So immediately I'm thinking he would be a good candidate for Kevin. Kevin's going to put him to a harder workout, a more structured training set every Wednesday, every Saturday, and even from the first day Kevin went with this colt, he said, I really liked him. I mean, he's a Royal Majesty. His sister is Sunshine Beach. I don't remember ever having a Royal Majesty in my life. I know Blake McIntosh had a lot of luck with them and likes them a lot, I believe. And Adrenaline Rush, he didn't really know how to take him. But he's shown some real talent. And every time Kevin goes to them, he loves them. Now, last week he got at him real hard. Not this training video, but last week's training video. And Kevin said, once in a while you have to. He said, but he always has his ears up. He pulls up with his ears up, and he's learning. And again, you see him closing hard on the inside yesterday, and we were making it on the end of the mile. So Adrenaline Rush has got a lot to offer, a lot of speed. And I think by the time he sees the starting gate and we get him to the track, I hope he'll be a real nice sort of horse. So Adrenaline Rush, another small breeder, sent us this horse. Daryl, I thank Daryl obviously for his patience and his trust in what we do and how we do it, and I believe Adrenaline Rush will be a good horse for us this summer. Argento, I told you I was going to do this. I'd given Adrenaline Rush a B- at Christmas time. I think he's at least a B- or a lot more right now, so I think he's actually improving since we marked him at Christmas time. Argento is the second horse. Now, Argento was a Donato Hanover, and our blacksmith Felix Marion loves the Donato Hanovers and wanted to buy Argento. Paul had bought into this horse quite a bit. He's just decent breeding, a good body type. I don't know if he was a real good stud, and I didn't realize he was a stud until we gelded him a few weeks ago, and I think he's another horse that, as that mentality, that stud mentality dissipates, you'll be left with some kind of nice horse, I believe. I don't know how he made it this long without hobbles, and I know he can train without hobbles. Lots of horses can train without hobbles, but racing without hobbles and being effective is quite a bit different than training without hobbles and just saying, he trained. I gave him a C at Christmas. I think yesterday's performance was a D-, but I believe we can get him up near a B+, or better, with hobbles, with a change of shoeing and a little bit of hard work. He just cost himself a lot of hard work over the next week. I'll start going with him every day come Monday. I suspect you're going to see a different Argento come next training day set. Next is Barbie's Crown. Now, Barbie's Crown has a lot to offer. Little tricky, and I'll give you a little, for instance. So Barbie's Crown, we began training her down. She popped one curb. It was troublesome and bothering her. We crowded, gave her time. She'd lost some weight. We turned her out for 3 weeks, brought her back. So there was some time missed there. She could train with the hobbles, much like Argento, I suppose, but wasn't super effective and would swing to the pace easily. And I suspect this is a thing with this breed. So we ended up putting the hobbles on her. Now she might be a 400 or 500 pound horse. She's not heavy at all, and shouldn't need all the weight on that she does. She wears a heavy set of trotting shoes, so 5/8 round trotting shoe. For those of you horsemen are out there, some borium on the toe, a 3-ounce toe weight, and 2 sets of bell boots. And if all of those things are not present at every single training trip, she will most definitely pace. I don't know why. As I said, it's probably a breeding thing. Nevertheless, we can keep her trotting. And I'd said to James, so she had jumped on her leg the week before, just acting up and being stupid. And there was a little cut there. And Deb, God love her, the girl that takes care of Barbie's Crown, put a pair of shin boots on her, the big, heavy wraparound shin boots. I said to James, well, what is that monstrosity? What are you doing there? He said, well, Deb said she hit her leg. She didn't hit her leg. She jumped on it acting up. She didn't hit it at all. Oh, she'll be all right. I said, James, no. All right. So he scores her down. He says, watch. I'll just score her down and see. I said, okay, good. He scores her down. He gets halfway around the middle of the turn, swings right to the pace. I look over, so I'm going this way. He's coming this way. I meet him. I said, looks great. So he shakes his head, pulls it up, and he goes, oh, you think it was just the shin boots? I said, no, I know it was just the shin boots. It almost seems like if you have a different colored tongue tie on Barbie's crown, she could pace on any given day. But she is fast. So took the shin boots off her, trotted 1, 2, 3, 4, no problems. Now, yesterday's mile, Giddy Up Max kind of ruined the training mile for everybody. He went a little faster than he was supposed to, and it stretched Barbie out. And I hate stretching the horses out all the time. I don't mind stretching them to see what they'll do when they'll get tired. I've said that before. But I don't want to stretch them just to stretch them. And she came off the track. She was blowing. She was winded. But the first thing she did was go in and eat her hay cubes. Lay down, get up, and eat all her lunch. So that's promising. So Barbie's crown, as I said, no more 20s. Back her up, back to about 34, 35 for the next 5 training sets. And then we can move forward with her again. Barbie's crown I gave an A+ to at Christmas. She's not an A+ right now, somewhere around a B-, but I think she'll creep back up to the A level. She has lots to offer, and when she's trotting nice, she is really a beautiful trotter. You just have to consistently, continuously keep her trotting and keep everything the same with her, and I think we can do that no problem. Now we got Beef and Cheddar, B-. He's much higher than a B- now, I'll tell you that right now. Beef and Cheddar is the brother, better than Cheddar brother to Need Your Opinion. This colt, I didn't really know what to think. A little ignorant when we got him. A little choppy, a little, clappy gaited horse. He got better and better and better, and then he turned into Beef and Cheddar. He's probably one of our best pacers. Very fast colt. Yeah, he runs in, gets a little scabby in the turns. His knees probably hurt him, but it's not the end of the world. Beef and Cheddar, I think, has got a lot to offer, and especially when the majority of his racing is going to be on a bigger track. He might race on a couple of half-mile tracks. If he's good enough and he gets sound enough, we can probably look at maybe Grand River for the Battle of Waterloo, maybe. I might be getting way ahead of myself here, but I think Beef and Cheddar is, 1, going to qualify, and 2, be some kind of effective horse. How effective, what type of effectiveness will that be? I don't know, but he's a nice colt. He does his work well. He's got a great attitude and a great work ethic, and those are the most important things for a horse right now, and for that reason and that reason alone, Beef and Cheddar is going to sit at a solid A from a B-. Next, we have Braemar. Braemar is a betting line half brother to Vegas Vacation, so lots of breeding there. Casey Coleman bred this horse. He had a couple OCDs in his hind ankles. We took them out. His front end was good. Strong colt, real stubborn, and he could have a dirty streak in him too sometimes. I've not wanted to geld him, and I haven't gelded him just because I wanted to leave this colt a stud. He's very well bred and could be any type of horse. Johnny McKinnon's done a great job with him. James and Johnny. James usually goes to them, keeps him real quiet, and Johnny's done the same. Finished up strong yesterday. Physically, you can see him putting a little more muscle on, a little more muscle on, a little more muscle on, and looks good. I think that Braemar has really, really come forward in this group and looks great. I had him at an A+ at Christmas. I'm going to give him an A because he hasn't beaten the best yet. So I'm going to stick him at an A. Next is Better's Hope. Better's Hope is a first foal out of a very, very good race mare that we raced against. Hope for Patty. I don't think I ever drove her. Can't remember driving her. But I raced against her plenty. Hope for Patty was a good horse. Anthony Montini, his partners, bred this colt. Sent him to us. We did geld him. Just a really, really nice colt. Kevin loves him a couple of times. I sat behind him one time that I remember. I went a big mile with him, and he was so, so strong. When you start him up, when a driver sits behind him and starts him up, I think he's a very effective colt. Otherwise, kind of hides himself away a little bit, like a lot of the Better's Delights do. But they all show up when they come to the races. And Better's Hope, I give him a B- at Christmas. He's better than a B- now. I'm giving him a B+. Blue Monk. Blue Monk, I'd said this yesterday, so rewind to when we picked up Blue Monk. Went to get him, and the people that were housing him were terrified of him. You could tell he'd never been walked or anything, and it's almost like they tranquilized him in the woods. And then he woke up in a stall, and I tried to put a leech ank on him. He didn't know how to walk. He didn't know what to do. He reared up and then kicked at me and hit me in the leg. I thought he broke my leg for a second. Just knew nothing. It was like, you ever watch the movie Nell? It was like Nell of the horse world. So I don't know. He obviously wasn't stupid. He just didn't know anything. Brought him to the barn, and it was when we were having a lot of ice storms, and the blacksmith wasn't even in yet, so we couldn't even get him shot. He just stood there for a week in the stall with no shoes on, watched horses come out, go on the track, come in, go out, go on the track, come in, get bath, go out, go on the track, come in. It was almost like he was watching. First day, put all the gear on him, harness, hobbles, everything. After we got him shod, went out and jogged him. Fast forward to April the 10th. And he laid parked, just floated up on the outside, laid parked, and just inhaled everyone at that lane and drove away. This is a legit colt. And just so you're wondering, he's had 2 siblings. One was named Buckingham, and the other one was named Trafalgar. We had them both. One was a sports writer, the other one a Dally. This colt reminds me, and I said it yesterday, I made the comparison to Eternity Road, both by obscure sires that don't have a lot of respect. Both big, powerful horses with lots to offer. Both extremely, extremely fast. And Blue Monk could easily be one of our best 2-year-old pacers. He does everything exceptionally well now. Smart horse. There's 2 horses. I said it to Mario. I said it to you guys yesterday. We have 65 babies or something on the property that are ours. Of the 65, 63 of them are various levels of intelligence or stupid, and there are 2 that are light years ahead of everybody else. Intelligence-wise, one My Heart Hanover is one, and Blue Monk is the other. Blue Monk has come such a long way from the first day I laid eyes on him that it is truly incredible. And he's a B- here. He is a solid A+. Blue Monk, one of our best horses moving into the summer. Brilliant Corners. Probably one of the most stubborn, stupid horses I've ever seen in my entire life. Polar opposites right beside each other, coming from the same breeding farm. Blue Monk and Brilliant Corners. Blue Monk does everything right. Brilliant Corners strives to do everything wrong. He doesn't mind breaking. He doesn't mind running away with people. He doesn't mind doing the opposite of anything and everything you ask him to do. He is going to be a thorn in my side, the bane of my existence, until such time he is not or he leaves. He is fast, I can tell you that. He ran away with me the other day and went a mile in about 2:20. Danny put an open bridle on him. He was better training. That was his first and only videoed training set that he stayed on gate, I believe, in his entire life, was the other day. Danny's done a great job with him. Now, assuming that we will win and we will be more stubborn than him and he will learn how to be a horse, I'm going to move him from a C to a B- simply because he is fast, doesn't wear a boot, and actually can go. But being fast and being smart are 2 very different things, and you need to be both if you're going to be a decently effective horse. Sure, if you're a stupid horse with a good work ethic, you can be an okay horse. But a fast horse with a bad work ethic means nothing. They're absolutely no good to anyone. So Brilliant Corners has got a lot to do in the next 2 months, because what he's doing right now is not going to be effective at all. It is not going to help anyone, and it will most certainly ensure that we get rid of him at some point. But he is fast, he's durable, he never gets tired, and he has got an abundance of fight in him. So if he can turn those things around and use them positively, who knows how good he is. But he has to do it in the next 3 months. I'm not waiting forever. And if this is what he is going to offer as a 2-year-old, he will not be here as a 3-year-old. So he has time. He does have some positive attributes. He needs to build on those and start erasing the negative ones, and he could be any kind of horse. Came Broadway Roll. Now, I know the Broadway Roll people are going to send me a message. I know, Pete, you're going to say, Anthony, why don't you go with Broadway Roll? She looks better when you go with her. Danny is just trying to teach her. He's just trying to go easy on the filly. Broadway Roll is smart. She's smart. She's quick. She's handy. She's just a beautiful, delightful filly to drive, and she doesn't need to be worked hard every week. And Danny just went a mile with her that he was supposed to go yesterday, and he knows that it annoys me when you get away last and stay last and don't move the horses. But at the same time, Danny's looking out for your horses and for me as much as Danny's looking out for himself. That's the kind of guy Danny is. He's a great guy. He's a good horseman, and he works incredibly hard in the barn. And Broadway roll went a good mile yesterday. If you take away the training set, you watch Broadway roll. Just watch her the whole way. She went a good mile. She did it right. She did it smart. And she's a smart filly. You guys know I can sit behind Broadway roll, move her 3 or 4 times and drive away. You've seen me do it. And I could do it again tomorrow if I wanted to. There's no need to do that every week, though. So Broadway roll, I think anybody that has a vested interest in Broadway roll, anybody that calls Broadway roll hers because they own a piece of her, you either know or should know Broadway roll is completely fine. She doesn't need to be gunned and worked on every week. You want to make sure she stays good and moving forward, especially on that right hind sesamoid that has bothered her from day one. This is how you do it. Just let her do her work. She's happy. She's comfortable. When you turn her around and go the right way of the track, she's got her ears up. She's just a real sweetheart to deal with. And there is no concerns from me with Broadway roll. Cambridge Star, not a stake horse, right? Back up to Broadway roll. She was a B at Christmas, still a solid B. Cambridge Star, not a stake horse, but there's nothing wrong with that. I own most all of Cambridge Star. He's a sweetheart. He does his work well. He's going to be a flawlessly gated, nice horse to drive. What that turns into, I don't know. Is he heading to Pennsylvania? Probably not. But there's lots of work for him right here. You know, if he can learn to be a 58, 59, 2-minute trotter, we can probably bounce around, make some money on the B tracks. There's other races available for him here. If we want to make, send him over to the Meadows to race in a Stallion Series race once or twice for 20, that's fun. It's only 5 hours away. That's fine. He's not bouncing around Pennsylvania on the side. I have no interest in racing Stallion Series type horses in Pennsylvania. For us, a Canadian outfit, it makes no sense. It's a guaranteed loss of money. So, Cambridge Star, I guess we'll probably bounce him around here. I'd like to put 7 or 8 good races into him and put him away. He could be a nice horse. Just because he's small doesn't mean he can't be effective. And he's a really nice horse to deal with. He trots nice, and he's always right there. His first training trip win, I think, was last week with Jason, middle of the week, and he looked good doing it. So Cambridge Star, no shame in what he's done so far. He's doing everything right. He's growing as a horse, and he's becoming effective. And that's all we need him to be. A B- at Christmas, I think that's pretty fair. I keep him at B-. Can't Deny My Spirit. Here's a horse that has faced adversity since day one. No, that's not true. He looked flawless from day one when we bought him early. Then he had some issues. We gelded him. It got infected. It took a couple of weeks to get him right. And then he looked like he hit himself trotting, and that's bothered him and plagued him. And, we had somebody upset because, Cambridge Star was supposed to be one of our nicest horses, and now he's falling apart. First off, he didn't fall apart. Secondly, these are horses. Anything can happen at any given time. For those of you who own Effusive, you know that. I hate to bring that name up, and I apologize for doing it. But unfortunately, we're dealing with living, breathing animals, and any dose of bad luck can happen at any given time. We do the best we can to avoid it. We do the best we can to make sure that the horses are as good as they can be all the time. We can only do so much all the time. So Can't Deny My Spirit trained good yesterday, but didn't pull up the greatest, and was a little bit pinchy after he pulled up. Where that will lead, I don't know. But if he's pulling up sore in April, it's a bit concerning. So we're going to do all we can to work with Can't Deny My Spirit. We're going to reassess him this week and decide where we're going with him. But for right now, he's been a great little horse, a sweet little horse. And if anything, nothing more than bad luck has kept him from being the horse we wanted him to be right now, and potentially the horse we need him to be in the future. But nevertheless, never changes the fact that he's a sweet little horse and a nice horse to be around. So Can't Deny My Spirit. Probably a bad luck story of 2020 so far, but we are working with him, and we'll see where that ends up. Can't Muscle Me. Here's a filly that, and just so you know, at Christmas, I gave Can't Deny My Spirit an A-. Who knows where he is right now. I'm going to say a B+, a B, because he does have a great attitude. Whether his body is going to fail him or not, I don't know. But definitely started out as an A-. Can't Muscle Me was a filly. Here's a filly out of a sister to Market Share. Beautiful muscle mass filly. Does her work rather well. She's right on the edge of not needing hobbles, but we decided to put them on her. When the first time I put them on her, I didn't think she would wear them. And then we gave her some more time, and Danny put them back on her. She's been great ever since. Can't Muscle Me has just been a really, really nice horse to deal with. And I suspect going to be a decent filly. Both her and the Tipsy filly, both muscle mass fillies, similar body type, similar makeup, but both getting confident and very strong fillies. So Can't Muscle Me is a horse I like very, very much, and I've liked since day number 1. Captain's Maid, again, sorry, Can't Muscle Me was a B minus. I think that's fair. B plus I give her now. She looks really good. Captain's Maid, Sunshine and Shade Sister by Captain Treacherous. Was tough to break. Always galloped, and then we got her going. She was training good. We got her fluoroscoped, had an OCD in her ankle, and one in a hock. I think that was her. We took them both out, and she's looked great. Did she just have the one in the ankle? I think that was her. One of them at that. I think that might have been her. Captain's Maid is trained down great, looked good. A couple of times I went with her, I turned her on, and she just screamed past them and looked really, really good. And now Harry has her just going easy with her, trying to get her sea legs under her, so to speak, her track legs under her, and she's looked really, really good the last little while. So Captain's Maid is a filly that, 1, we have her brother who we like, and 2, she's put together really well. Looks like $1 million, and I've been very happy with Captain's Maid, and I can't imagine there's anybody out there that owns her that isn't also. She's done everything we've asked her to and has a great work ethic. Captain's Maid, B minus at Christmas. We'll call it a B minus still moving forward. Carry a Big Stick, wowzers. I said to Mario, you know, he might not look like much the last month or two because he was sore, and then we crowd a splint, and he's out of gear. He made a break yesterday just because we crowd the splint and the leg still had a little filling in it. When you're coming out of that turn, he really has to miss his left hind leg with his right front, right? Like, that's the whole key. And I think just because there's a little filling still in that leg, he didn't get it out of the way quick enough because he made a break in the exact same spot on James. Still a few little shoeing changes to be made, but you guys don't get to see him all week. This is a horse with a great attitude, and I think he has a lot of speed and power to offer. We're getting him there. Don't worry, he's coming. So Carry Big Stick may not look like a whole lot just yet, but I think he's still a very raw piece of clay that we're getting very close to polishing up. So I guess you don't polish clay till you making into a cup, maybe. Anyway, Carry Big Stick, great attitude, great work ethic, getting sounder by the day, and I think he'll be coming on soon. I gave him a B plus at Christmas. I can't give him a B plus right now. I'm going to drop him back to a B minus, but I believe he'll be coming forward. I guess it's hard to say. He's getting better when I'm dropping him down, but he is, and I'm giving him a fair mark as of right now, B minus. Cut the Line. Cut the Line was great at the start, trained down great till Christmas, then started getting sore in the knees. We x-rayed her, a couple little rough areas in her knees. Not shocking. There are more density issues in immature horses that are getting stronger. So Cut the Line did well at Christmas. I gave her a B. She's coming back to that area now. She trained great her last 4. I'm giving her an A minus because I think she's got a lot to offer. She's sound as a dollar now. Doesn't get online. Doesn't do anything wrong. And is a tough filly. I really like Cut the Line. She's Cut the Line is a sister to Brushcut. I forgot about that. Cut the Line's a sister to Brushcut, and I've been very, very happy with her, especially the last little while. So Cut the Line I gave a B to. I'm going to give her an A minus just because she looks better now and looks like she's got some more to offer. Seems to be just a little bit of sun peeking out, and then it goes away. Playing games with me. Where are we at now? Darling Please. So here's the scoop on Darling Please. Darling Please was sent to us by a breeder, and then didn't like what he really saw with her, and we'd worked on an agreement where I bought her. By bought her, I mean they just didn't want to pay the bill on her, and I guess I don't blame them in a bit. She didn't show a ton at the time, and really was not going to be what they needed her to be, so it wasn't like he just dumped her. We just worked on an agreement where, services rendered paid for the filly, which is fine, I guess. I think she does have a little bit to offer. She's made a break her last couple, but you have to understand she's struggling to find her bearings. I think 2 weeks of proper work with her and she'll get there. She's got a great attitude. She's got her ears up. She's a pretty filly to sit behind, and she does have a ton of speed and power. Just a matter of getting her there. I know where her weak spots are. I don't know why she makes that break coming out of the turn in halfway down the stretch. I don't know what that's all about. She must be touching behind. We had made some shoeing adjustments. We're going to make a few more and see if we can't quite get her out of that. But for now, Darling Please, I never marked her at Christmas because I didn't have her, but as of right now I'm going to give her a B minus, and I believe she is on her way forward. Desperado. Nobody gives Desi any respect. Every time I sit behind him, I love him. You got to know how to drive him, and you got to know the horse. If you just tap him on the tail and ask him to go, he's like, yeah, okay, I'll get to that in a minute. You snap him once on the tail and roar him, hey, make him do his work. He just drops into overdrive, and he'll go as far as you want him to. Very talented colt. I think he's got a lot more to offer than most everybody else believes in the burn. And that's not to say they don't. They just don't have the same respect for this colt that I do. And I believe Desperado, a B- at Christmas, is unfair. I'm giving him an A- because I know he can go fast. He's durable, and he's a likable sort of horse. You know, everybody said they didn't, the well-saids weren't well received. We have Well and Down and Desperado. Well and Down might be a bit of a head case, but a very effective filly and can really, really pace. And it's not that she's crazy, she's goofy. And I think that will go away. I hope it'll go away. It certainly wasn't away yesterday. I saw they took the brain cord off her, loosened up her martingale, and she was just a sow all day, throwing herself and being stupid. But she can be that way. You can't give her an inch. She'll take a mile. No, give her an inch, she'll take a foot. Fox Valley Britsky, give an inch to, he'll take a football field. And that's just how he is. But every horse is different. So I'm not concerned with Desperado at all. He's a well-said colt. I like his attitude, and I think he's going to be a very beautiful horse to drive all summer. Again, what will that make him? I have no idea. But I know he's got lots to offer. He was a B-. He's going to be an A-. Now, the king of the hill, so to speak, right now, the way War We Welcome raced or trained yesterday, she's coming for him quickly. But Eternity Road, wow. This is as talented a trotter as I've ever had. We haven't had any world champions. We haven't won the Hamiltonian or really any major stake races of any consolation. We had Lawmaker, White Tiger. He set a world record. Lawmaker was an extremely effective horse in Pennsylvania. We've had some decent horses. No world champions, but Eternity Road is amongst as good a horse as we've ever had in this barn. He's fast, he's durable, he's strong, and he looks like a good horse. James loves this horse. He goes to them all the time. Johnny went with him 2 weeks ago. James couldn't be at the barn that day, and Johnny went with him, and he was awesome. Won the set, I believe, easily. And Eternity Road, just a very good horse. A+ at Christmas, A+ easily right now. Just a really, really nice horse. Been that way since day one. We bought all the horses from Southwind Spirit up. We're now having some serious troubles with Can't Deny My Spirit. We got rid of that filly. I even forget her name. Don't bother sending it. But the other two, Let's Roll On does his work well and is coming on every single week. He looks better. And then Eternity Road's top of the heap here. No concerns with the Southwind Spirits at all. And Eternity Road is a very, very nice colt. First glance, still a little hot, still a little warm. I went with him the other day. I thought he was great. Then Mario had jogged him and went the right way with him after that. And he thought he was fine. Now, yesterday he said he was still a little hot. He wants to try an open bridle on him on Monday. We'll see if that works. I'm not really concerned with his excitable nature. It's not the end of the world. He just wants to get at it. Nice colt. Does his work really well. He's gray. First gray, best gray good horse we've ever had. Him, and I think the other filly is a roan. Gray is a new red. If they're both gray, then they're both very good gray horses, but I think gray is a new red is roan, if I'm not mistaken. But first glance, a little excited, a little hot, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Still a nice colt. I gave him a B at Christmas. He's getting an A- now just because he's really, really fast. Fox Valley Britska. This horse, when we first got him, was ignorant. We gelded him, still ignorant, and still ignorant to today. Then he got sore in his knees, and he was making breaks, and then he got really, really angry. We gave him some time, worked with him. Now he's sound as a dollar, but he's still a little troll. He's still very ignorant, very sour little bugger. But when he puts his mind to it, he can flat out fly. And James goes to them all the time. He will make the odd break. He will act up. But when he's in gear, man, oh man, you swear that he was a very, very good horse. James likes him. I like him. Pretty hard not to like Fox Valley Britska when he's on his game. I saw Steve train him, and he's just sitting in the two-hole quiet on Wednesday. Moved him down on the inside and drove away from them. When he puts his mind to it, he's a nice horse. So Fox Valley Britska, look at this. C-. I'm giving him an A- because I know how fast this colt is. Next, Frilly Fringes. I bought the Southwind Frank filly because I liked her. I thought we paid a lot less money, almost half of what I thought she'd bring. Decently bred, great body type on her, just a good-looking filly all around. She had her quirks, she has her issues, but nothing serious, and has been a fantastic filly from day one. Little flat yesterday, now Blue Monk run her down, so give her a break. But has been very, very good. I would say she was around 80% yesterday for whatever reason. She might have been in heat a little bit. I'm not sure. But has been a very nice filly to go with. I give her a B at Christmas. She's an A+. It's simple as that. She is. She's a very nice filly. She's got a great attitude, works hard all the time. Has a little issues when horses go past her, whether she's in a hole or they go by her 3 wide. She gets a little claustrophobic, but she's getting better every week with that. And Frilly Fringes is an A+ now. Girls with Swirls has her moments where you think she's great. Johnny went with her last week. She was good. She made a break yesterday, which she never, ever does. I don't know what was going on with her yesterday, but Girls with Swirls, just a beautiful Angus Hall filly. We bought her off on gate. She's done her work well. I wouldn't say she's in her top rung, but effective. Usually never breaks. It's always her thing is that she's sure-footed and kind of a little fiery. Got that Angus Hall in her a little bit. But a nice filly. Give her a B- at Christmas. I'm going to keep her at a B-. I'm going to throw yesterday out. Now, Gray is a new red. I'll start off with saying she was a B. She's an A+. She ran down all her best horses last week first over and has shown incredible speed. This is a filly that has got a lot of ability, a lot of talent, and I'm very, very happy with what I've seen from. Gray is the new red, A to B to A+, and nobody can say she's not. She was nothing short of incredible last week in her training mile. G.W. Chrome. Now, he was good at the start. Look, I had an A at Christmas. Wow. He was good at the start, and luckily he was going to come on his own. He got sore in his knees, got making breaks, kind of threw away the entire month of January because his knees were killing him. We backed him up, just jogged him. Then I decided to put the hobbles on him the entire month of February. He would not function with hobbles on. And then just one day decided he knew how to do it. And I might have given him an A at Christmas, but he was a C in January and February, I can tell you that. And he's an A+ now. I was surprised War We Welcome run him down yesterday, but War We Welcome is one of our best horses. And I think given a similar trip for him that she had, maybe he would have run her down. I don't know. But GW Chrome is an incredibly nice colt to go with. Effective, smart, and now understands what he's supposed to do. It was nothing short of awesome yesterday. He's an A+. Holy Chick got her as a B-. I'm going to start off by saying she's now an A. Holy Chick has been great all winter. Little off left hind the other day. Wasn't quite great, so we gave her the week off. We'll see if it's anything. I don't think it is. I'll start back by jogging her tomorrow, and we'll see how she looks. Actually, no. I want to give her a week. So Wednesday, she's going to start back going easy. And then we'll see where that goes from there. But Holy Chick has been a very, very good horse for us. No concerns from her. We'll see how she looks this week, but definitely an A. No two ways about it. Now, Italian Grit's going to stay at C just because he's a frustrating. I didn't tell you what C stands for, but he's an ignorant little bugger too, but he was just freshly gelded. He seems to make that break coming out of that turn. We're going to have to keep him in the 2-wide path and keep him away from there. A couple of times I went with him. He was good. If he runs in at all, he touched himself, and he's got that little girlish attitude where he just kind of folds himself up and runs. He needs to have a better approach to his work, and he will have it in the very near future. A C before, still a C, but still very fast colt. He's really just got to commit to doing his work, and he's not there yet, but he'll get there. Eglaire AM was awesome yesterday. If you watch her last half, she went a big last half, an incredible mile for Eglaire AM. Pretty hard not to like her. She's just a nice filly with lots to offer, and Johnny said never put a step in yesterday, so obviously the shoeing adjustments that we made last week have come to fruition quite quickly, and I think Eglaire AM has a lot to offer moving forward. I'm a Lovely Lady, one of our best horses that has never made it to the top horse. Where are we at here? 33 minutes. I'm a Lovely Lady. Gave her a B. She's an A+. This is one of our best horses in the barn. Make no mistake about it. She's built to last. She will last. She's just a really, really nice filly. So I'm a Lovely Lady is a horse everybody should be paying very close attention to right now. I know I am. I'll be right back with the rest of them. That's right. 34 minutes to get a third of the way through the list. You wanted them. You got them. I'm a Lovely Lady A+. We're coming back with Lime Hill on Wheels in just a minute.